Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode. You would have seen in the title of the video today that the inevitable has happened, and just a few days ago, we unfortunately received our first damage report through one of our customers on Turo. So, just thought I'll put this video together just to tell everyone what it's like to deal with these damage reports that come in through Turo, and how I, as a business owner for Newcastle car rentals, manage the whole situation, and what my thinking has been on the management of the issue at hand. So what happened? So about halfway through the trip for one of my customers, they submitted a damage report. Considering it was my very first one, of course, I was a bit nervous to see what had happened. I'm not going to lie, I was expecting an accident of some sorts, or some kind of big damage. Good thing for me, the damage report, and God bless the customer here, they were very, very honest about the whole situation, and they were very upfront in their communication with what had happened. So it was a very small chip on the windscreen of the 2023 MG3. Nothing to be worried about. They submitted their photos. The platform, the application on the Turo website, I think, was really well catered to how customers can communicate this kind of damage report with hosts, and two, it gives hosts a whole range of options on how we wish to deal with the situation. So they submitted their photos. In the photos, it didn't look like much. It was a small windscreen chip, and my hope was that the windscreen chip remains a small windscreen chip and does not turn into a whole crack by the time the car's returned. I think the car return was in about 2 days from the day they had submitted the damage report. So we left it at that. We made sure the customer was okay. We spoke to them, and just to make sure that everything else was fine, and just to check in. This is, and like I said in the previous video, this is a customer's business. It's a people business, so we just wanted to make sure they were okay. It's a decency thing. We left it at that, and the car was due to be returned at the airport. And I'm not sure if you're aware, it's been quite cold in Newcastle lately, and it's been raining. So I was hoping that the crack does not, the windscreen chip does not really sort of turn into a full-blown crack. Now, given my luck, the day they returned the car, they submitted the photos, and it still looked like a small windscreen chip, so I was quite happy with that. It took me about 2 or 3 hours to get to the airport to pick up the car. And when I got here, that little windscreen chip, unfortunately, had turned into a full crack across the windscreen. So I had already ordered one of those windscreen chip repair kits off of Amazon, in the hopes that I could just repair this at home and just get done with it. In saying that, when I saw that crack, I did not think it was going to be a home DIY repair job, and it looked like something that would require some kind of professional help. So I did some research when I got home with the car, and a lot of people said that it is repairable, because it's a crack on the windscreen. It could be repaired unless the windscreen crack goes to the edge of the windscreen. Now, in my case, the crack had started close to the windscreen, but it had made its way all the way till the edge of the windscreen. So I took the photos, submitted a damage report, or responded to the customer's damage report, saying that when the car was picked up, it had a full windscreen crack. And Turo basically gave me two options from there within the app itself. Option one was that I submit a claim through Turo, and based on my deductibles, then whatever the amount of the repair is, I'll get the balance returned to me. Most of my cars work on the 90 plan, and we will do a separate video on what the different plans are and what sort of protection plans are available to us as hosts. In short, the 90 plan basically means that the host keeps 90% of the trip earnings and Turo takes 10%. So the earnings are generally much higher with this, but obviously so is the risk. So if I was to submit a claim through Turo, I would have had to pay a deductible of $1,200, and my estimate to repair the windscreen was about the $500 mark. So it didn't quite make sense for me to submit a claim through Turo. So I looked at the other option that was available to me through the app, which was to settle this damage claim with the customer directly. Now, as I clicked on that, it obviously asked me what I thought the estimate would be for repairing the windscreen, and I put in the range of costs. I selected the $500 to $1,000 repair mark. It was I think when you submit this through the app, it gets sent through to the customer almost immediately. The customer wrote back to us saying that they were more than happy to cover the windscreen cost, but when they had submitted or when they had returned the car and they had photo evidence of this as well, the crack actually wasn't an actual crack. It was simply a windscreen chip. So my assumption is what's happened here is that they've returned the car when it was a small windscreen chip, and because of the heat in the vehicle, the glass has tried to expand, which has led to that small windscreen chip to become a full crack. Now, this is a bit of a gray area. Yes, the car had gone on a trip, and the initial damage had happened while the car was in the customer's custody. In saying that, it was an honest mistake. I probably won't even call it a mistake, because windscreen chips happen all the time. What they had said in the damage report was they were driving along the New England highway between Newcastle and Musselbrook, and a truck flicked up a small rock and it went through the windscreen. So in my head, I did not want to charge the customer for this. Yes, it is a cost, but I think it was only fair for us to not have the customer to pay for this, even though the customer was willing to pay for the damages. But from a decency standpoint and from a customer service standpoint, I did not think that was a good idea, because in all honesty, when the customer returned the car, the damage was small enough for it to be repaired at home. So what I did was basically reassure the customer that yes, we've had to fill in the damage report on Turo and had to submit it based on the regulations. So there's just some kind of evidence and paper trail on what's happened, but we have no intention on submitting any kind of payment requests, and we're not going to be raising an invoice for the same, and we're not going to get the customer to pay for anything. So basically what that meant was I had to get the car repaired by myself. The car was already booked to go out on another trip with a very good customer of ours who has basically rented our cars multiple times over the past few months, and I wanted to give them a good experience as well. So in short, what it meant was I had to get the car repaired, and I had to get the car repaired very, very soon. Did the call around. I think I must have called maybe 10 or 15 windscreen repair replacement businesses, and none of them could fit me in the next 1 week or 2 weeks. And unfortunately, I personally only had about 2 hours or maybe even 4 hours to do the repairs. Finally got in touch with a local windscreen repair business, which is quite close to Birmingham Gardens, located in the Steel River Industrial Estate in Mayfield West. Gave him a call. His name was Cameron and the business name was Steel River Windscreens. He asked me to bring the car down so he could make the assessment and let me know whether it's even possible to do the repair work soon. Took the car down, took me about 5 minutes to drive down there. Took the car down, and he said it is pretty much doable, and the cost, the price point he had quoted me was anyways below market by about $20 or $30. So I said, yes, you know what, let's go ahead and book the repair in. Now, in my head, I had a feeling that I might have to do a vehicle swap for the customer who was bound to take the car the next day. But Cameron said he could do it straight away. So I think about 2 hours later, the total I must have paid would be about the $400 mark plus minus. And I had a brand new windscreen installed, and the car made it for its next trip, and it's currently out on a booking. So what does this tell us? Basically, that we are running a business. Yes, of course the idea from the business is to make money, because that is why we're doing this. In saying that, we need to be fair with the assessments we make, and sometimes it's easier and sometimes it's almost better for the business to not get greedy and ask our customers for additional money which they don't actually deserve to pay, and just wear the cost. So I put it down to just being a business cost. Like I said, I also hadn't gone through the Turo protection plan, so this was $400 from pocket from the business itself. The trip that the car was booked on, where the damage happened, was a trip which was somewhere just above $400 in revenue coming into me. So of course I went into the negatives for that one particular trip, in saying that the customer was kind enough, and the customer was happy enough to leave us a good rating on Turo, and also found our Facebook page for Newcastle Car Rentals, New South Wales, and put in a good review there as well. So this basically brings me down to a very key component of running the business, which is revenue versus brand. Now, yes, of course, I could have submitted the claim, and like I said, the customer was even ready to make the payments. In saying that, would that have been a good customer service experience? Probably not. Would I have received a good rating, a good review from this borrower? Maybe. Would the borrower go and tell their friends about this business? Yes. But what would they remember us for? They remember us for charging them for something that wasn't actually their fault. My hope here is, with us not charging them with it, and wearing this cost fairly, wearing this cost as a business expense, the assumption here is that the customer then goes and tells their friends, their relatives, their people they know about this business, and idea is to make that money back through referrals, through word of mouth marketing. So yes, for that one particular trip we did go into the negative, in saying that, at least in my opinion as a business owner, it was well worth spending the $400 because yes, we're doing this for the money, but you have to be fair with your assessments, and sometimes that means that you got to wear some cost as a business owner. So that's what we've done here. I did end up speaking with a customer later on, advising them that the windscreen has been repaired, and that the car's back on the road, just to give them a heads up and to reconfirm and reassure them that we will not be submitting a payment request from them. The customer did reply back, saying that they're going to be back for another trip, and that they've had a really good time. And at the end of the day, that's what I want. I want my customers to feel happy after they finish their trips with us. I want them to feel it was a fair transaction, and I want them to tell the world about this business, so we can get more bookings and more opportunities to serve them as a business. So that's what it was. I've emailed Turo support, the claims team in Turo, saying that this is what has happened. The car has been put back on the road, the windscreen's repaired, and that I will not be filing for any payment requests or raising any invoices for the customer to pay. I haven't heard back from Turo yet, but I'm hoping that gets sorted quickly. I can still see an open claim in my Turo app. I'm assuming it's going to get resolved over the next coming days, of course without any money coming to me, but like I explained earlier, I think it was well worth it. Yeah, that's really all there was about this particular claim report. I will do another few videos soon talking more about the expenses and the revenue and the profits that are coming in with this business. Until then, stay tuned and make sure you hit the subscribe button at the bottom so you know when we upload the next video. And like last time, if you have any questions, put a comment down and I will try and answer these questions in the next video. Thank you for watching.